15 minutes. Let's see here. Whew, good morning. A little rough. That's all right. It was a long weekend. It was a long weekend. Good morning, everyone. I still just wanted to pop up on here anyway before I go work out because I haven't seen you guys live. I will be calling some clients this morning that we had to reschedule. And other than that, personal readings in this week. I know people are still requesting personal readings. The very next thing that will be done are probably the readings, not the paid mini readings, but me getting on live. So just keep your notifications on. If you are not receiving notifications from my channel, just unsubscribe, resubscribe, and hit the notification bell again, because sometimes YouTube does that. YouTube does that. I've seen some other creators who say that they're losing, which I saw a decline in my subscriber count, and then the next day it'll be back up. So there's like some glitch in the system where maybe it's unsubscribing people, and you don't even know you're unsubscribed. So that is that. Good morning, everyone. I was looking yesterday, I was out of town, and then I was back in town driving. But one thing that really caught my attention was the comment on yesterday's video, "My life is full of miracles." And I feel like I love seeing that, because it's not just, even if you're hoping for it and you don't all the way believe it yet, it's not just an affirmation, it's an act of faith, professing your faith, because like even the Bible says you only need a faith as small as a mustard seed, right? Very, very tiny. You don't have to have this big grand faith. Maybe just have a little inkling, a light that something magical could happen. And that's all you need. And it will. And it will happen. And for the people I saw a few people who commented that, actually it was one person in particular. We're talking about Bible a little bit and God and all those things. And they were saying that they were losing faith in the Bible, and they didn't believe it, or they didn't, it wasn't, I'm paraphrasing, but maybe like it wasn't working for them anymore, or I don't know. And if you're in the chat, you can correct me. Something of that nature, that where it wasn't working, or they didn't know what to believe anymore. And I would say this to you. Read it from the perspective that God is your consciousness, okay? Your human imagination, your creative power, all right? Don't read it from the context that God is this big sky, daddy, somebody sitting up in the sky with gray hair, blue eyes, blonde, black, brown, whatever, it doesn't matter what color, is this man that's sitting in the sky that's literally waiting to hand down blessings. And I think that's where people lose their faith, is because they feel like God is this man up there, or some people say a woman. It's a force, it's an energy, it's a source, and we are all going to become energy again once we leave this physical body. We are having a human experience, and we're spirits as well, just like that spirit, just like the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, divine spirit, source, energy, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all, when we leave this physical body, we are going to be engulfed in divine love. And that's what we consider to be God, because it's like, it feels like a parent. It feels like, some say it feel like a mother, some says it feel like a father, some says it has no gender, but it feels like the highest form of love that you've ever felt when you live this physical body. And that's why I told people, if you knew what came after this life, you would never be afraid of anything on this world. If you knew that the moment that you took your last breath, you would be engulfed in the deepest, most profound love you've ever felt, that would remove any ailment, pain, fear, hurt, heartache, tragedy that you've ever experienced, it would just disappear in a blink of an eye. because that's how much love you'd be engulfed in. And so if we live that life, if we live this life knowing that the moment that we take our last breath, we're safer than we'll ever be, what would we fear here? Shoot, we wouldn't even fear running off the side of a cliff. You know what I'm saying? When I truly understood what happens and why we're here on this earth, to experience, to learn, to grow, to heal, to connect, and to express ourselves through our own individualistic creativity, however we do it. There is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. When you understand why we're here, you would live a life that is less fearless, and you would kind of I would say try to, because depression is a human experience, and that's what we're here to experience, is human experiences. It is. Grief is a human thing. It's not like just because you know that we are going to all be reunited again that you're not going to grieve. You're still going to grieve. It's a human experience. That's what we came here to do. But for the things that are less, that we put more importance on, that maybe are not as important, like material things, this is how a lot of people you hear lose it and get it back so quickly. Okay. Because they understand that they are living a role, they're having an experience. It's not do or die. It's not it's not the end of the world. And it also has to do with how high of importance that you put on material things as well. You understand? Now that person, whoever that was in the comment section, I have to look back. I'm not sure what you're going through. And I'm not sure why you feel like you want to give up, but I have felt that way before a few times. Depression is a real thing, a few times, but I don't think it'll ever grab me so deeply anymore when I know that my own human imagination is God. And that is where the spiritual warfare comes in. If you don't understand that, then anything that you consider to be evil or dark will play with your mind. Okay. And you feel like you have nothing to grab onto because you're waiting for somebody in the sky to help you. I posted a Bible verse this morning in my story on Instagram, for those of you who don't follow me. And I just want to use this as an example. It says, it's Proverbs 3:6, and it says, "And everything you do," and it has put God first, highlighted, "and he will direct you and crown your efforts with success." Now that word God, if we change that and have that the idea of God is our own human imagination, a creative force, a creative power, that he, she, whoever, if you want to put a name, we have to put a name or a physical characteristic on it because we're humans and that's the only way that we understand it. But if you can accept the fact that if you sit down in the morning for about 20 to 30 minutes and you use that God source energy, that power, your human imagination, that is a part of the creator. It is a part of the creator, which is why people say you are God, because a piece of us is in there. And you use that and you visualize the highest form of success or love every day. You are using God. God is using you, however you want to say it. And that's why it says he will direct your step. We are saying he, don't believe it's a gender, it's an energy, it's a source, and crown your efforts and success, because you cannot fail. You cannot fail if you use that power. You cannot. You cannot fail. You cannot fail. And I'm just going to keep saying that. You cannot fail if you use the power that has been put inside of you from creation. You cannot fail. But instead of doing that, we choose to fear, because we've been conditioned that there's so much in this world to fear. That's just what it is. This world is not of God, right? So I just wanted to drop that a little bit, because a lot of people come to me for so many things. And honestly, I would tell you what's coming towards you, but I always give the spiel at the end, but you can create your own reality. And that's just the type of reader that I am. You don't ever rely on one particular outcome, because there are many particular outcomes. And if you don't hear the outcome that you desire to hear, then you have that God source creative power to change it. That is what you are here to do, to color in a blank slate, like a coloring book. You create your own reality. Why are so many of us choosing to stick to a script? I don't know. But that's what I pray for the collective, is that we wake up and say, I don't have to keep doing the same thing every single day if I don't want to, if I'm not happy, if I'm depressed. You don't have to. And you can succeed in other things. You can make up a job and succeed. I was reading something the other day about how many people in this generation have literally made up jobs. made up their own jobs and are millionaires. I'm thinking to myself, who pays them? But that's something to explore. That is something to explore. That is something to say, hey, I have a good idea, and maybe there's not a field or a market for it, but I'm gonna create a lane instead of sticking to a script, because what we think, our mind tells us we think may be easier. Sorry, y'all, you can hear me. So be empowered. Be so empowered by that God source energy. And put your mind, this is why I told somebody the other day, center that energy. Don't center anything else. Center that energy and you will see miracles happen in your life. So the card today that came out was a card, and it's desire. Number 8, something that we all have, something that was given to us to have, which is a beautiful thing, to have desires. It is nothing wrong with desiring things, material things, spiritual things, things of healing. Nothing wrong with that. This is the goddess of desire. Her name is Name, is the triple moon goddess of the Ashanti. Every day, this mother goddess rebirths the sun, shooting life into us with her moon bow. Her lunar rays illuminate souls. Okay. And her guidance says, dream bigger. All right. Puny desires constrict you. Your desires create your life. So allow them to flow boldly. Though the embodiment says, what do you really desire? Get specific. See it, smell it, feel it. Call it in now. What you desire desires you. Does your desire flow from love or fear? Manifestations that come from fear-based desires keep you safe and small. Desires that come from your soul expand your world. All right. Your goddess declaration says, what I desire desires me. Period that. Okay. Look, anyway, I get that question a lot. In readings when I do career readings or anything financial or career, and people like, I had this vision, I had this dream, I had this desire. Will I be successful? Of course. If the desire was placed in you, then yes, it was placed into you for a reason. You didn't just grab onto that energy for no reason. It was planted inside of you because you have the potential and the God source energy to create it to its fulfillment, and be successful. Period. If something was given to you in consciousness, you have the capability of making it blossom full term and being successful in it. It's just that sometimes we get in our way and we fear things and we feel failure and we fear, oh shit, I forgot the dogs are still outside. I gotta hurry up. All right, let's take a look here. What is the energy here for today for Aries? The first card is the Hermit, represents wisdom. Could even be mentorship, could even be a teacher, or you could be the mentor. This also is talking about seclusion, going within, following your inner guidance system. Give me one more. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. We have the Hermit. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords that came out together. And we have the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands kind of came out in reverse. So the Hermit here, this is speaking to your inner light, your inner guidance system. That's what this lamp represents. Source, energy, God, exactly what we're talking about. That is what you follow. What is Source telling you to follow? When you go into seclusion or you withdraw from the world or meditation and you go within, you can hear that very clearly, that guidance, or feel it. Maybe it's not audible. Maybe it's something that you feel and you understand the path that you have to take. It's an understanding. It's also a relationship here. This is why you take that time to do that every day for yourself. It is a beautiful thing. I tell you what, I'm about to get into that. Some days I skip because I've been so busy and emotional, but my guidance is so pure when I take at least 10 minutes a day to meditate. Literally, I always say 10 minutes a day keeps the problems away, because even if something arises in your life, the solution will come because you're so connected to source energy. So we have this hermit energy here, which is talking about going within and following your inner guidance system. What is it telling you? What have you learned? What can you teach? The Queen of Cups here and the Seven of Swords. If the Queen of Cups is self-love, and she's also one of the most intuitive cards in the deck besides the High Priestess, right? She follows her heart, her intuition, her feelings, those prickly things that come in us, or those, I wouldn't say butterflies in our stomach, but she follows her gut. But the Seven of Swords is attached to it. So what is she feeling that she's telling herself that is not true? That we do this all the time. We do this all the time, especially women. You know, we have this innate intuition, right? And then we tell ourselves, but, you know, men do it too, but I don't think, but this could be it, but this could be that. One of my pet peeves is when people say I'm playing devil's advocate, because I'm like, why? You understand? Why are you playing devil's advocate and your intuition told you something? It has the word devil in it. The devil's advocate. I don't get it. Why would you do that? The master of confusion that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Why would you play devil's advocate? Sorry, that's like one of my pet peeves, when you know that your intuition is always right. And then there's somebody who's saying, but this could, no. Okay, follow your intuition. And that's what this is representation of right here. Queen of Cups, she feels, she knows, she sees. The Seven of Swords is saying, but are you sure? Or it's like an imposter syndrome. She understands what her mission is. She understands what she needs to do. She feels it. But then there's these thoughts. Swords represent thoughts, communication, wherever they're coming from. Maybe this is another person telling you this. Can you really do that? Do you think you could really do that? Do you really think you can accomplish that? You really think you can have that? Do you really think you're ready for that? Do you really think you're prepared for that? I don't know. But the initial thought and feeling was, I can do this. I can have this. I can be this. And then this little voice comes behind. You understand? Or this might be external. This might be a friend. This might be a parent. This might be a somebody who has doubts in you. And the Hermit is one of the wisest cards in the deck, the wisdom. This is because it's connected to source. It's the oldest wisdom, you know, Akashic records, if you will. And then you have the Three of Wands in reverse. Three of Wands upright is a positive expectation for the future. I don't see it, but I know it's coming. And that's all you need. That's how you manifest that positive expectation of what is to come. I set my intention for this. I decided on this. I chose this. And now I know it's just, I have to wait for it. That's it. That's the faith as small as the mustard seed. That's it. But if you put it in reverse, now we're being very pessimistic. Now we are doubting what we once felt, what we once knew inside of our heart, inside of our whole being. Now we're doubting. And then the Three of Wands in reverse is delays. So the question today is, with the desire, what have you desired for yourself that you are now turning around and delaying by yourself? No one else. Can't blame anybody else. What have you desired for yourself that you've put on the back burner because of doubt, because of fear, because of the white angel on one side told you can, and the black angel or red angel or devil on the other side told you couldn't? What, you know what I'm saying? What are you going back and forth with that you have to tell yourself, I can do this, because that desire was planted inside of me like a seed. And it will sprout if you nourish it with love. That's water, Queen of Cups energy, and your intuition. All right. So that is what I have for you guys today. I got to down my pre-workout and I got to go work out. We all do it. And sometimes we just need a friend to put us back in alignment. And that's what I'm here for. To put you back in alignment to your desires, because you can have and do and be anything. Anything. People who are highly uber successful is because they had some crazy vision that nobody else believed in, but they said, I'm tunnel vision. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm going to do this. And they did. Why? Because we literally can do anything that we want. We really can. All right. And just remember to use that power for good. All right. So that is what I have for you guys. Take care. Bye.